Well, hi everyone. All right, so I want to show you a better way of creating your cost estimate. Now, in order to create your cost estimate in an easy, simple manner, you're going to need to do some things to your work breakdown structure. This is a deck project work breakdown structure that I have set up just for this demo. Now, what you see here is just a list of tasks. Now they are organized in a way that you would go step by step in order to get this project done, but it's really just a list of tasks. And this is often what I get when I get a work breakdown structure. But what we really want to do is we want to create a main task, and we want tasks and subtasks under this main task. I want to show you how we're going to go about doing that. And I want to show you how this is going to make it so much easier for us to create a cost estimate as a result. I'm also going to show you the original cost estimate worksheet that's in the class. We're not going to use that. I'm going to have you mess that up completely. But it's going to be easier, I promise. All right. So notice that we have our deck project up here, and this task name really represents the entire project. And then underneath it we have design deck as a milestone, ordering materials as a milestone, completing the foundation, and framing the deck are milestones off of this. And then we have tasks underneath each. So let's first come over here, grab all of our tasks by going to the far left margin, click, hold, and drag through all of this. And now under task, we want to hit indent task. Now what we've just done is we have set every one of these tasks to be a subtask under deck project. So you may need to create a main task in your work breakdown structure and then indent everything under that. That will give us a main task up here, which is going to then capture everything down here. Now notice, remember I mentioned milestones. So design deck is a milestone, order materials, etc. Underneath design deck, I have 3 subtasks, which include prepare, get, and then finalize deck plans. Let's indent these 3. And then under order materials, I have 3 subtasks. Let's indent those. Under completing the foundation, I have frame, pour, and secure. Let's indent those. And then underneath framing the deck, I just stopped there and I hit etc., etc., understanding that there are probably many more tasks in our deck project. I just wanted to get an idea going here. Okay, so now we have our main project, and we have our milestones, and we have subtasks underneath each. Right, now let's get on to creating some durations. Let me expand this by double clicking, hovering, and double clicking, and then expanding. So we know it's going to take us 3 days to prepare our deck plans, 1 day to get customer approval, and 1 day to finalize that. It's going to take 2 days to create our materials list, 2 days to shop the list, and 1 day to order all of the materials. It's going to take us 3 days to frame, 1 day to pour, and 1 day to secure inspection, and then let's just say 1 and 1 day down here for the framing. Let's just go with it. Okay, now we've got our durations in there, but notice on our Gantt chart everything is still starting at the same time and ending on the same, or ending based on the number of days, but everything starts at the same time because we haven't put any predecessors here. So let's do that. Now notice that preparing our deck plan is really now our first real task, right? Because these 2 are major tasks. So it's really our first main task. So this has no predecessor. But in order to get customer approval, we do have to have our deck plans prepared. So that's going to be task number 3. And then in order to do finalizing, we have to have customer approval, which is task number 4. So in order to order materials, we have to have 5, and then 5 for preparing the list, and then 7, and then 8, and then moving on down, we have 9, we have 11, 12, and then we have 13 here, and 13 and then 13 are all predecessors. And notice that as we do that, notice how everything moves up and aligns beautifully along the way. Okay, and notice that all of our dates changed. We now know that our project will start on on October 28th, and it will end on November 18th. Correct? Based on what we have. Okay, so based on what we have. So now we've got some really nice stuff going on here. Our project looks really good, but we have, most importantly, we have these milestones here where all of these tasks are rolling up so that we have a complete picture of what these things are going to cost us. I'm going to expand here. I'm going to expand here. All right, great. Now let's get our resources created. Let's go over to our Gantt right here, Gantt chart. Drop that arrow down. Let me show you a quick and easy way to create resources. Go to the resource sheet. This brings up a fill-in sheet, very much like an Excel document. Makes it super easy and super fast to create resources. So we have 3 people working on this project. We have Jackie, we have Joe, and we have Jane. And Jackie has a standard hourly rate of $50 an hour, Joe at $25, and Jane at $25. Now notice, remember that I said we've got some concrete, we're going to pour, we're going to do some framing, and we're going to need some nails to do that. So we have some material costs. So let's get in here the concrete, let's get in here the lumber, and then let's get in here the nails. All right. Now these are not work or human resources, they are material costs. So let's drop that down. Let's drop that down and let's select materials. And then I like to come over here under cost use and let's put in $2,500 for the lumber or the concrete, $650 for the lumber, and $125 for the nails. Okay, so as far as I'm concerned, I'm done with my resources. I've created my tasks. I've assigned durations to those tasks. Let's come back here and look at this. We've created our tasks. We've assigned durations to our tasks. We've created our predecessors, so we've linked our tasks. We've linked them in such a way that we know what needs to get done before what. We've created milestone tasks, and we've got all of our things looking really good. We've created our resource sheet. We've got all of our resources for the project, and we've assigned appropriate cost amounts to those resources. Now, last thing we need to do, we need to assign the resources to the tasks. Let's go back to our Gantt chart view, and then notice that we've got this resource name column right here. Now, you could double click on the task name, and it will bring up a task information. And you can click through and go to the resources. You can come over here, click the down arrow, and select. I'm going to show you a much easier way. Come over here to predecessor, to the resources name column. Click in here and notice now we've got a drop down list, and you can just decide what ones you want to use by clicking a box. So much easier, so much faster. All right, so let's go ahead and buzz through getting this done super quick. Joe and Jackie are going to work on the preparing the deck plan, and then Jackie's going to get the approval, and then Jackie's going to finalize. Now Jane does all of our ordering, so she does all of our cost estimating. We're going to have Jane work on all of these tasks that have to do with getting our materials list pulled together, shopping that materials, and getting that materials ordered. Now, completing the foundation, this is on Joe. So Joe's going to be doing the framing of the foundation, and here he's going to need the lumber and the nails, right? And then for pouring, Joe is also going to work with the concrete people, and here's where we're going to need the concrete. And then the final inspection, Jackie is going to work the final inspection. Okay, and then let's just put Joe in here for these two last things that we just have as etc., etc. And yes, we have an over allocated resource because we technically have Joe doing 2 things at the same time. Not going to worry about that right now. All right, we've got all of our tasks, we've got our milestones, we've got our durations, we've got our predecessors, we've got our resources, we've got our costs, and we have assigned resources to tasks. Let me show you a super easy way to find out how much all of this is going to cost us. We come to View, we come to tables, and we come down here to the cost table. And notice that automatically it showed us exactly what each of these costs are going to be. We know that our total cost for our project is $8,475, with the design deck milestone costing us $2,600, the order materials costing us $1,000, the foundation, completing the foundation at $4,475, etc. Okay, so super easy. All of our cost nicely calculated for us. So out of this we have, if we go back to entry under tables, go back to entry, we have durations, come over to tables, and we have cost. Let's go back to durations. What I want to show you now, I want to bring up this cost estimate. I want to show you how we're going to work on this because I want to make it so much easier than what's here. Let's get rid of all of this in here that doesn't belong. We're just going to wipe all of this out and we're going to replace it with what we have in here. Okay, so in order to do this, we are going to grab our work breakdown structure elements and we're going to put them over here. Let's grab from deck, click, hold, and drag all the way through. Control C, right here, Control V, it's in. Now let's get our units or hours. Now our units or hours are in fact what we would have had for the total number of days, total number of hours, but we've got that right here. Let's come over and get our durations. So let's click, hold, and drag all the way down, Control C, and then let's just come right here and hit Control V. All right, so now we have all of the days that it's going to take. Let's go get our costs, and we're going to come over here now to tables, go to the cost table. We're just going to take total cost. Click, hold, and drag all the way through total cost. Control C. And we're going to come over here and go Control V. All right, so now we have our costs. And we have everything in a nice, neat looking table that we can say, okay, so this is how long it's going to take us and this is what it's going to cost us. Very nice. Now, the previous version of this cost estimate had a formula here that took this and multiplied it by this because we were looking at unit costs, not total costs, but unit costs, and coming up with subtotals. We're not going to do that anymore. That's not important. We've got everything we need right here. So let's get rid of this column completely. Let's select column D, right mouse, and hit delete. We don't even want that now. Okay? Now, notice work breakdown structure, level 1 totals. Well, we've got that automatically too. Notice that we've got our totals for the whole project and our totals for each of these level 1 with the subtotals underneath. So we know that it's going to take us 5 days to do the deck and design and $2,600. When we take $1,800, $400, and $400 and we add it up, we've got $2,600. So we've already got that as well. We don't need this column. Let's select column D, right mouse, and hit delete. Perfect. So we've just simplified this cost estimate sheet by a whole lot by doing this simple task over here of organizing our work breakdown structure in a nice, lovely way. We've made creating a cost estimate sheet look so much better. Now, but I do want you to do this. See the percent of total? All right, first of all, let's grab everything in here and delete it. And then let's start over. I do want to know each of your level 1 tasks right here. I want to know the percentage of total. I want you to calculate for me the design deck is what percentage of the overall cost of the project. Now let me walk you through that. It's super simple math. We're going to start with an equal sign and we're going to select this, divide it by the total, and hit enter, and now we've got 30%. We hit the percent button up here and it's actually rounds up to 31. Okay, let's come down here and do the same thing. Equal sign this divided by the total, hit enter, change that to a percentage. All right, same thing, equals this divided by the total, enter, and that's giving me my percentage. I think I already did that. Then equals this divided by total, hit enter, convert that to a percentage. Great. Now, do I have 100%? Let's find out. So if I hit equals sum and I come right up here and go boom. How did I get that? I'm probably on a percentage. There we go. All right, so now I have a total of 100%. All right, that I do want you to calculate for me. I want you to calculate the totals of each of these major tasks as the percentage of your total overall cost. All right, so there you go. We have simplified the cost estimate tremendously by doing some work up front to your work breakdown structure. If you come over and do this work to your work breakdown structure, you will be able to easily determine the costs. You will easily be able to define the cost estimate for your overall project. I hope this helps. If you have any questions, don't hesitate. And I hope you have a great rest of your day. Take care.